memories of his youth, but too many passing years had misted them. The driver, if he ever had been an acquaintance, remained a stranger. Buchanan was bareheaded. His jeans and plaid shirt were unwashed new, and seemed a contrast to the military boots and duffel bag. Medium height, powerful shoulders, a hint of a wave in his auburn hair, his stocky appearance was unremarkable except for his graceful movement. He flowed confidently as he walked, an indication of a restrained assurance in his own capabilities. The mountains that had been his boyhood world marched upward toward the clouds in almost every direction, and his eyes followed them. Even from their hazy distance, the peaks enveloped him with a protective security he could feel deep in his bones. Their comforting embrace welcomed him and made him realize just how much he had missed them over the years. The feeling was good. Lifting his duffel bag, he started up the parallel tracks that meandered a half-mile from the county road to the Buchanan Rafter B Ranch, and now his thoughts drifted to the old man. God, he thought as he looked about him, I couldn't get far enough away from here, or from the old man when I joined the army. Once I got that in my mind, there was no other way to go. Funny how a man's thinking changes about all sorts of things as he matures. A meadowlark warbled its almost endless song as he approached. The yellow-breasted bird suddenly dipped its rump in alarm, and then panicked into flight from the pole fence, disappearing into the protection of surrounding sagebrush. I guess I should have written him that I was getting discharged, Charlie muttered to himself. He probably won't even want me around here again. Charlie knew he'd been a royal pain in the ass in the old days, but so had his father. Charlie stopped and slowly turned a full circle, drinking in sights that were so familiar and yet in such conflict with his memories. The lane was weedier and shorter than he remembered. The bull pasture was empty. Rotting posts and neglect lent a hangdog appearance to the fence that bowed in shame toward the lane and then reeled drunkenly off into the distance. As he slowly followed the overgrown tracks across the bridge and northward up Crooked Creek, the barns and bunkhouse of Rafter B gradually came into view. Their unpainted dilapidation was a sun-bleached contrast to the sheltering cottonwood trees beyond. The gray, shrinking boards of the buildings lent it that wind-racked ghost town cast which engulfs neglected buildings in the arid West. The whole ranch seemed a mummified relic from another era. Shocked, Charlie stared at the run-down spread in disbelief. The elegance of the Buchanan ranch had always been the pride of his father and of Grandpa Buchanan before him. Order and a prosperous neatness had been a Rafter B trademark that the Buchanans proudly displayed over the years. Grandpa always said even an old shoe became elegant when you stuck a silver buckle on it. Charlie suddenly grew worried. Something must have happened to the old man. Maybe C.S. died and nobody bothered to let him know. Remembering the way he and his father had always fought, Charlie wondered if possibly everyone thought he wouldn't even want to know. No, surely that couldn't be. It just couldn't be. Still, the place sure as hell looked abandoned. He quickened his pace. As Charlie moved past the weed-choked Buchanan burial plot, the resting place of so many of his family, he noted with relief that there were no new graves. Then he heard a voice that he could never mistake for another. I don't care what your goddamn job is. You ain't coming on my ranch. Now get your fat ass off my property, feller, or it's gonna leak like a sieve. God damn it, get! There was a mumbled response that Charlie couldn't hear. He rushed forward in order to look into the yard that surrounded the big house. The angry tone he had heard his father use so many times kindled long-suppressed memories, cruel and hostile memories. At the same time, he was happy to find the old man alive, though apparently he was